Excuse me, Mr. Isak Barisal. I have a question for you, sir. As you are 12 years old, and in this age you have visited so many countries and so many universities like Mumbai University, Pune University, Harvard and Oxford. And now you are in India. So what do you have, find difference between US education policy and India's education policy?
I think that the most major difference is that in India, lots of people don't memorize. So in the US, most people, if they are actually interested in math and science, they are able to understand it in their own way. They're able to find so many resources about it. But in India, lots of people are forced into the math and science pipeline, even though they don't want to. So that means that most of them only have room and only have time for just memorizing the definitions from the book. One positive thing I would say India has is that in the US, the education system is much less rigorous, and teachers are often much less inspired and have much less qualifications than in India, where often teachers have PhDs and have worked in the field for a very long time. So both education systems have their very big pros and cons.
I also want to add one more thing. American as a teacher, I have been teaching in America for a long time. American student has growth mindset, and Indian student has fixed mindset in general.
That's great.
How a student can success his life?
I think that there's no one formula. It obviously depends on what your situation is and what your circumstances are and what you and your family have the money to buy. I myself have been very lucky to be in the circumstances that I am, because even though we're worse off than a lot of people, we are better off than most people. So I'm so grateful for what I currently have on myself, because most people don't even have the money to afford a tuition or afford a good education or even afford tutoring. So I think that the recipe to success is different for every person, but if you have the same amount of resources as I've had, then I think that the most consistent strategy is just to always seek help at every step of the way, because you know you can never do anything big all by yourself, no matter how big or how strong you are. It always takes the contributions of someone else in part to succeed. So that's why I think it takes lots of help and lots of teaching in order to get where I am today.
Do you think new Indian education policy NEP is equivalent to world education policy?
So I don't know much about the multi-government's new plan for the education policy. What I do know is that it will be standardizing education to be on the same system as Western education, especially with 11th and 12th grade now being added to high school.
Yes.
And while I don't think I can comment on that because it's kind of a minor change, just changing what buildings students will be going to. If there were any changes in the curriculum to make it more flexible, I think that would be highly needed by many students.